Twist, and thank God I get to do this Raw recap and review from July 27th, 2026 in Los Angeles, California. And if you enjoy WWE content like this, discussions, please subscribe to the channel. Now, every week we do a Raw recap and review, and we do reviews for PLEs like SummerSlam coming up on August 1st and 2nd. There will be reviews after each night, back to back, and on that same Monday. So we're going to have back to back to back reviews coming out. And also, when I'm not doing YouTube, I love to do music, and I'm an artist. Go by Haters Twist on all streaming platforms. And August 1st, actually, I'm going to be dropping my second project with my great friend, Swear God, HTSG2. Haters Twist, Swear God is our second collab. And we have our lead single already out, Martinelli's, my favorite drink, out on all streaming. And in the link in the description, you can pre-save the project. So make sure to click that for me. Now let's get into the first segment of Raw. Start off with something unique with Raw. We get talking to start us off, but we have an official weigh-in for Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. And they actually have a Hell in a Cell drop down with Triple H and Adam Pearce in there. They get Oba Femi first to walk out. He gets into the ring. He does his weigh in. They say 302 pounds. And then Adam Pearce does the big intro for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar pops out. And he looks like he's about to get in the cell, but he doesn't. He actually locks the cell door and takes the key and walks around with Paul Heyman around the ring. And Paul Heyman's talking. He's saying it's a bad idea to have Brock in that cell right now because this is what he owns. He owns this thing. He goes crazy in this thing. It's the Broctagon. And at least the Brock then standing on the table. Oba Femi's furious because he won't get inside the cell. But the funny thing about the segment is it wasn't supposed to be funny, but Paul Heyman's microphone keeps cutting in and out. And he's like, oh, they look like they obviously found a guy from LA to be the sound guy for the mic, so they keep breaking their thing. Paul Heyman, they go back to the entrance trying to leave. They say, hey, and also we weighed Brock in the back. He weighs 303 pounds, which is funny. He weighs 1 pound more than Oba. That leads to them then dropping the mic and leaving. And then Brock goes to Oba and says, I'll see you at SummerSlam, bitch. I'm like, oh, he getting spicy with it. And they walk away, and Oba gets the mic and said, there you go, Brock. All you do is run away, just like always. And he says, don't worry about it, because at SummerSlam, Oba Femi is coming. He says, again, remember, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And then they head out. Brock's like, yeah, I like that. They head out. And then Oba is in the ring, and it starts destroying police officers who were his security. He's just throwing up all over back and forth, which makes no sense, but it's fun to see. And then Oba farms in the end right there. I'm ready for this match. It's going to be on the Saturday of SummerSlam. It's probably going to be the first match also. And I can't wait to see it, man. I hope to see some blood. I hope to see some destruction. And a whole lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? I love to see all that. Then we get to our first match of the night. It is the Vision, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory with Logan Paul and Maxine Dupree versus Alpha Academy, Big Otis, Big Tozawa. And to start the match off, they got Otis and Theory in the ring, but Theory, he being scary, he tagging Braun, so they started off, and that switches to a big headlock. And then leads to an Irish whip into a big shoulder by Otis, knocking him down. He tags into Zawa, and they get a little double team on the Braun while holding him. Otis slams right into him, but Braun got Tozawa down the ring. He not going for that. He picks that man up, slams him to his corner, multiple corner spears, tags in Austin Theory. Austin Theory gets into the ring. He's messing around with Tozawa, but Tozawa gets the advantage by on the middle rope. He does a Hurricanrana onto Austin Theory, and that slams him down, and that leaves Theory leaving outside the ring. Tozawa then chases him outside the ring, runs back into the ring, but Dupree catches him down, grabs his leg. As he's caught there, Braun Breaker gets on the apron, big clothesline on the apron, and that leads to Theory again kicking him off the apron. That's how we get to a commercial break with the Vision on top. We get back from the commercial break with Braun Breaker doing big stumps on the Tozawa in the corner, and then he picks him up for the big military press right onto the double knees. 1, 2, but kick out from Tozawa. And as he kicks out of that, Braun gets up and hits a big punch on the Otis on the apron, knocking him down. That leads to him then trying to land a spear on the Tozawa, but Tozawa gets out the way. He hits the shoulder into the thing, Then at least Theory then trying to get into the ring, trying to stop Tozawa from getting over there, but he dodges Tozawa, and you know what that means. Hot tag! Otis gets into the ring with big fire, big shoulder tackles, into a big elbow on Theory. Then he and a big slam. Then Braun gets into the ring, hits that man with a big elbow. He gets them both into each corner. Splash, splash. He dodges one to a double splash right there. He then that leads to him tagging into Zawa, then letting that big caterpillar on the Austin Theory. Lands it. Gets Theory, goes to the outside of the ring. Tozawa hits the big suicide dive with him on the outside. He gets him back into the ring. He finna go to the top rope to hit the little big senton, but Logan Paul gets onto the apron. When he tries to go forward, that makes him wait to do the move. But then he jumps, double knees by Theory on that man back. Outside of the ring, Braun Breaker grabs Otis, throws that man into the ring post. He gets into the ring with a tag with his boy Theory. That leads to the double super spear, which they're now calling Double Vision, which is a hard name. Go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The Vision get the W. Good back and forth match. I've seen Alpha Academy try to get their win into this. They tried to fight hard. They fight hard, but come on now. It's Otis and Tozawa. They're not gonna get booked at that high level. But overall, I give that match a 3.5 stars. It's a good intro for Raw. It could have been drawn out a little bit more. A little bit more. Can they win spots? But enjoyable match. But then after the match, the Vision, being sore winners, start jumping on Tozawa, beating him up back and forth. But Otis, he not going for that. He get into the ring. He knocking him down at first, but then as he's about to do a move on Theory, Dupree gets a distraction on him that leads to the Vision getting in the ring, doing a big double powerbomb on the Otis, then to a big spear by Braun Breaker. That leads to officials and everything coming out, separating the Vision from Alpha Academy. But as they're leaving, that man Austin Theory picks up a chair and whacks that man's head while it's on the ring post. So it looks like Otis gonna be gone for a minute. He out of there. Then after that, we get a segment backstage with Jackie Redmond interviewing LA Knight. And LA Knight gets asked what is he thinking about his matchup coming up. He says, everyone around the town has been saying I've been paranoid. I've been thinking about that. And he's like, hell yeah, I'm paranoid because look, everything that I say is coming into fruition. And he says, but he says at the end of the day, the SummerSlam, the goal is to put the bloodline dead in a hole. And he's going to do that on this Saturday. Then after that, we get some self-promos, vignettes from Chad Gable and the Io Sky. And that leads on to our second match of the night. We get Javon Evans versus Rusev. And, Javon and Rusev have been having this back and forth for months and months trying to get for the IC title. And especially with their match last week, Javon wants to get that win back. It looks like they're about to go for the top, start the matchup, but Rusev hits a knee instead. And then hits him with multiple strikes back and forth into the corner. Then hits him with the corner spears back and forth. He Irish whips him and then hits him with a big clothesline, knocking him down. As he's trying to mess with Javon wards him up and hit him with a big boot. And then Rusev tries to attack him, but he does a backflip to dodge out of it. Now he's in the corner. Rusev tries to go to him. He tries to go for the super kick on the Rusev, but Rusev catches it. He goes, dumbass, drops it down. Another kick right there. Hits him with the drop kick. He's like, ain't no running. Grab his arm. Hit him with the bouncy hurricanrana, knocking him down there. And then hit him with another drop kick. At least Rusev going outside the ring. At least Javon then trying to go for the suicide dive, but I get stopped by Rusev midway with a big punch. He gets into the ring, hits that man with a crazy uppercut, and then picks him up into with a big fall away slam. That leads to him then rolling to the outside of the ring. And he tries to, it's funny, he tells Cole, he says, we're outside, Cole. He picks up Javon. Looks like he's going to lawn dart into the ring post, but Javon drops down and then pushes him instead into the ring post. Hits him with a super kick over to the barricade. He goes, we outside. He finna jump. But he ends up getting caught by Rusev and then thrown right over the barricade he would usually be jumping over. That leads to Rusev then getting hype, antagonizing the crowd. But Javon jumps into the barricade and then jumps over to him. And then we get another picture-in-picture commercial break. I love these commercial breaks. They get back into the ring. Javon's landing punches back and forth onto Rusev. Then hits the springboard on him, but that ends up getting caught by Rusev. Turns into a big slam. 1, 2, Kick out from Javon though, but instantly Rusev gets back down to him, hitting him multiple punches back and forth while he's down there. Tries to go for a standing splash on him, but Javon gets out the way. He gets back up at that man with multiple jabs, punches back and forth. But Rusev stops him by grabbing him, hitting with a big Irish whip into both corners, back and forth, into some crazy punches, knocking that man straight down to the floor. But Javon gets back up, hits to multiple strikes, back and forth, right into him in the ropes, hitting for the big red dot, knocking that man in the eye. Like the ref had to intervene for a second, but he outside the ring. You know what that mean? We outside. Undertaker dive on that man. Get that man back into the ring. Goes for the springboard clothesline. But that gets dodged by Rusev and hits that man with a big Machka kick. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. But kick out from Javon. Rusev then tries to get this accolade in. Kicks that man in the back. Put him in the accolade. But Javon's fighting for the rope. He's fighting for the rope. He gets the rope. He grabs it. And then he ends up kicking Rusev off of him. He dodging a punch right into the running knee onto him. Then he tries to go for the OG cutter. He landed that, but no. He gets caught by Rusev, slammed down, put him into the accolade. But Javon gets the rope again. He gets him off of him. Tries to go for the Machka kick again. But when he does that, he does a matrix dodge right into a kip up. Stunner onto that man. Then hits the rope. OG cutter, slam it down. 1, 2, 3. That boy bouncy. Javon gets the W right there. Great back and forth match. Very hard hitting. Javon and Rusev, they be cooking. When they get in that ring, they be making magic happen, man. Rusev hasn't had the biggest wins and championship wins, but I'm impressed with his work rate going on. He's been putting on really good matches. He's been putting over Javon a lot, and I love that. Javon, ex-IC champ, man, when they give it out. It's probably going to be Gable winning at SummerSlam, but after that, get a belt to Javon, maybe around WrestleMania. I like that, but great match right there. I give that match a 4.25 stars. Great match. They haven't put on a bad match yet. Now we have another segment, which is going to be the end of part 1. Yes, part 1. If you're new to the channel, I do these Raw recap reviews in the part 1s and part 2s. And it is the big concert between Joe Hendry and Danhausen. They start the little track off and they finish it off with the big chorus. Is where they have a good song and dance. We're saying, I believe that you are cursed. They sing that back and forth. And then the mini houses pop up. They have a little dance routine. The LA Clippers girls walk out. They have a little dance routine on the outside. And Ryan Garcia, the champion boxer, he pops out, starts dancing with the dancers. He getting right with the people. They all in the ring getting right. But Ryan Garcia grabs the guitar when Joe's not looking and whops that man in the back. That leads to the Judgment Day getting into the ring. JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio getting in, then jumping on Danhausen, beating him up back and forth. But the mini houses not letting their mans go like that. They getting involved, start fighting back and forth with JD and Dom, but they get kicked away and slammed down. Dom goes to the top rope, hits the big frog splash on the Danhausen, and then they celebrate with Ryan Garcia in the ring. What a way to ruin the concert. I love Danhausen. It's fun seeing Danhausen, and I love seeing Joe Hendry. But I wonder at what they're going to do when they get to SummerSlam with Dom and Danhausen. It's just going to be wacky. I could just tell. It's just going to be a wacky thing going on. But that is going to be the end of part 1 right there. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Remember, y'all, I'm Twist. Jesus loves you. Watch part 2.